On the Air Tech Stuff's YouTube channel, working with Mr.21's Tram D300. We're going to do a quick power and frequency test before we pop the covers and such. But yeah, we see this aftermarket frequency display showing a little bit off. And fun thing, I actually found a little history on this radio from Mr.21 himself. Of course, when I picked it up, he told me about the history and such, but I wanted to share it with you all in the same time and same breath that he actually had this on the air, and it works very well as far as I can tell. It does make power. Yes, it does. So we're going to use this to our advantage here. I have this frequency counter getting warmed up here, and we're just going to do a quick test here of power. But we're going to use Mr.21's voice from the old radio night in 2016, talking about this radio, on this radio, about this radio. So a little bit, maybe a YouTube first, who knows, but we're just having a little fun. Mr.21, we want to know a little bit more about this radio. So these meters will bounce, and these meters will bounce. We're going to just see what the power out of this thing is with Mr.21's voice talking about this radio instead of me yelling into it. His radio, let's go ahead and use his voice. Mr.21, go ahead.
Roger, it was the last radios, a base that they made, and they didn't even make it. It was made by Uniden. It's the same kind of board as I think a Cobra 142 or a 2000 or a President Washington or whatever, I don't know. But the same meters that's in this radio fit a Cobra 2000, exactly the same meters there. I had a upgrade frequency counter and channel readout done by this guy. I think he's in Alaska. Sent it to me, and we had it put in there. But other than that, it's nothing been done to it, and it works great. Well, I guess I do a little sideband on it, but not a whole lot. But it is what it is, and it's still working.
All right, well, there you go from Mr.21 himself, talking about this radio, on this radio, about his radio, on my channel about this radio through his own radio. A lot of stuff going on here, but we do know we have power. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come back in just a moment, hook up the frequency counter to this radio, and just see what kind of frequency we have with it just warmed up about 5 minutes with just that little bit of transmitting. See if this frequency counter is off, and if it is aftermarket frequency counter, there should be some adjustments here. We can find out once we pop the covers. And we're not going to play around too much with this. Well, we do appreciate the history of this radio through his own radio, on his own radio, through my channel, on his own radio, through the YouTubes. It's amazing magic. Maybe a YouTube first. I'm still confused exactly how it all happened. But anyway, what we're here to talk about real quick is after that, just a little power up and quick conversation through the radio. That's all this has had. We're going to see if this frequency counter display is off, stuff like that. So we're transmitting out. Let's go ahead and just turn the mic gain down, and we get a nice stable frequency here. We got 104.89, not bad. So this one here is showing 104 on transmit. And 107, 104.89, you want to be as close to 105, with these being zeros. Definitely want that to be zero, this one here. I try and get everything as close to possibly as we can, and right now it moved up just a little bit, but yeah, 104.91. So we're going to let this warm up just a little bit, not transmit for no good reason, and keep this beautiful radio in beautiful shape. We're going to let this sit here and warm up together, and then we'll get a quick test of how off frequency or not it is, and know what we have to do when we get inside. But we'll be back again a little bit. Well, I got about 2 more minutes before I'm going to key this up for actually a 45-minute warm-up test. So yeah, just sitting here idling away, no big deal, not doing anything with it. Just going to see, because some of these radios, let all the caps warm up, let all the components normalize, especially on an older radio like this. It hasn't been recapped, and like he said, did some modifications. So I'm just going to babble for a second, but tell me your favorite radio. My favorite bass, this is actually gorgeous, really. It's a monument to a radio done right. Everything is easily accessible, easily legible, easily able to be used one way or another. This also does have the 13.8 tap if you want to take this you know, just off of the AC main. This is running on the AC main, but this is a monument to a very beautiful piece. It's laid out perfectly. It's actually like it was laid out by an operator, and that is something really cool to see. Nothing is used without proper spacing. Everything is very, very visually appealing. So this is a very beautiful radio. It reminds me, now, I know, kids growing up in the 80s, you may not remember this, but J.C. Penney, this reminds me of J.C. Penney radios. Now, you think that would be a slight. It is not. It is actually something. J.C. Penney actually has some very beautiful radios, always had some beautiful chrome knobs, had a good layout. I'm not sure who actually made those. I think they were actually Cybernet radios. If you have more about that down below, please let me know. But we're going to key this up in just 1 second because we have to wait. There we go. Oh, there we go. Now we're 27-10492, where it should be 27-10500 at best. But this is showing 104, this is showing 104, so it's may not picking this up on this second digit for the 9. Not awful. Wow. I mean, when they built a radio back in the day, I guess that was the problem. You bought it, you built like a tank, you never bought one unless you needed something other. But if you bought one of these, Tram D300s, do you need much more? I don't think so. Especially if you had this frequency counter put in, but it probably because of the extra channels you can do with this. But man, what a gorgeous radio. Mr1200's Tram D300. Just doting on it at this point. All right, we got to pop the covers and get into it. We got to do the recap. I know a lot of people don't like these bags of recaps. These all full Nichicon. But it is what I do at this point in time. I just don't have the stockpile or the space to have a ton of caps for a random radio. So yeah, this is the cap pack for this. So we're going to actually put all those in after we take it apart, take a look inside, see what's been done and what we can do to make everything better. Of course, all the knobs. But all right, we'll be back again. I appreciate you stopping by, Eric Tech Stuffs, and please check out Old Radio Tonight. YouTube links down below for Old Radio.
Check him out, Eric Tech Stuff.
See you on the next one.
On YouTube.
Appreciate it. We'll get
Like
inside
and
this.
subscribe.
Sorry for
21,
teasing
South
y'all.
Carolina.
We'll get to it.